When you are positive, you emit a higher vibration because positive thoughts they have a higher vibration than negative thoughts. So when you are thinking positively, you're putting positive energy out into the world, into the universe, and then the law of attraction brings things back to you that match that vibration. So in other words, positive thoughts equal positive experiences, okay? Now, I'm not saying this is 100% of the time, because we still are living in a collective reality that is shifting, and in the collective consciousness, the one that connects us, the one that we all share, there's still a lot of purging and a lot of negative thought patterns and a lot of fears and things that are being processed now. So there are times where you're doing your best, you're being positive, you're doing your best to be positive, but there's some negativity happening around you, there's a little chaos happening around you, and you can't blame yourself for that. I'm talking more about when one thing happens that's not exactly how you would want it to go, and then your brain starts down this like rabbit hole of like negative thinking, right? Like one thing leads to another, basically. And I know that most of you know what I'm talking about. Within minutes, you can work yourself into a really negative, low vibrational state, right? And when you're that low, then it's really hard for you to climb out. It's really hard for you to get back into the positive mindset. Other people might try to cheer you up and help you, or somebody might say, hey, just snap out of it. But when you've gotten yourself to a certain point, it's really hard to do. That's why it's important to stay as positive as you can, so that you're always able to higher your vibration really quickly. You don't have to climb out of these trenches to get there, right? And I know that this is easier said than done for some of you, because some of you are still, clearing a lot of old wounding right now. And so when you're clearing the old wounding, you might feel like sometimes when you're going through some of those really hard emotions like pain, loss, whatever the experience is that's coming back up for you, that you're feeling and grieving basically and letting go of, I know in those moments the last thing you can do is think of a positive thought. Okay, so I'm being realistic here. First, you have to start observing when your vibration is starting to go low. What are the people, places, and things that take your vibration lower? And then what can you do about it? You need to think about what's in your control and what's not, okay? If you're able to get out of the environment, then that's the first thing I would say. If you're not able to, find something you can focus on that you like, that makes you happy within that environment, okay? For example, sometimes people are talking to me and they just start to complain or go negative, and I'm not judging them for that, because I do the same thing sometimes. We all vent to someone, right? But it could be a time where I'm trying to stay positive. I'm actually trying to lift them up to my vibration instead of them pulling me down. And I don't want to tell them, don't talk about this to me, because that's not realistic either. Those people who are just like, la la la, I'm in my positive happy world and I can't be bothered. Well, that's not being a divine soul, right? A divine being, because we're supposed to help each other and be there for each other. The trick is we want to be the ones making them feel better and lifting them up, and then hopefully we'll attract someone who's able to do that for us when we're having those moments where we need to vent, right? So one thing I do when someone's talking to me and I'm starting to feel like I'm getting way, because I'm empathic too, so I'm starting to feel way too much of like what they're going through, and then I'm starting to feel like anxiety. I feel like I'm starting to go through it, and I want to be present though and not check out. Find something in the room, you know, to look at that makes me happy, even if it's just a color. It can be really simple. And then I don't want to stare at it, right? Because then you're not looking at them. But I'll just let that allow some kind of positive thought in my head, okay? And I mean, it could be so simple. It can just be like, oh, I like that color, you know. Oh, next time I go get my nails done, maybe I'll see if they have that. Oh, that's a nice thought. I like that thought, you know. And then I know it might seem flighty or like you're checking out of the conversation, but you're gonna come back. You're gonna come right back to what that person is saying. You just need to take a little break, okay? Reach for a positive thought, and then you get centered, and then okay, I'm listening. Could you say that again? I'm sorry. I just really want to understand everything that you're saying. To see that person, like that person's situation fixed, you know, instead of seeing them currently, what they're presenting to you, if, you know, see them in a better situation, just visualize, just send them that image, like, you know what, I know you're gonna get through this. I can see it. Like, I've seen you succeeding at this and it's amazing. I just want you to know I had that vision, you know. So there's some suggestions. I'm going to be talking about this more. So have a nice Sunday and thanks for watching.